Let's separate out the slipperiness now so that our player only slips around on ice and not on grass. And we're going to do that by using tags. We're going to create our own new custom tag. Just like we've been using the player tag, we'll compare against it and do some custom code based on that. So we're going to start by selecting our grass mid object, which is actually a snow. Let's call this snow ground. I think that's a better name for it. And then let's go down and we want to change the tag right here in the tag section by going to the add tag option. In the add tag option, we're going to get our tag and layer inspector. Remember, we've added layers, we've added sorting layers here, and now it's time for us to add a tag. We're going to hit the plus button, and I'm going to call this snow with a capital S. So now I've got a snow tag. I'm going to select my snow ground, and I'm going to tag this as snow. Now let's go into our player and make our player use the snow. Right now we have an acceleration value, and I want to add a snow acceleration as well. So I'm going to open up my player script, find my acceleration part, and then duplicate it with Controller Command D. I'll add the word snow before acceleration and capitalize that A. That way I'll get my camel case and watch what happens when I go back into the inspector. Well, the words are going to be nicely separated. One of the very important reasons to use proper casing. If we don't use proper casing, our max horizontal speed would maybe not look like 3 words, or our jump velocity and so on. So there we go. We've got a snow acceleration and an acceleration. Let's change this to be a 1 though instead of a 10. I'm going to go into the code though and just change the default value in here so that I don't have to go change it in multiple levels. We'll save off our code. So now we've got our acceleration and our snow acceleration here. And we're going to go down into our grounding code, because when we check to see if we're on the ground or if we are grounded or is grounded as true, we want to also check to see if we're on the snow. So we're going to do that inside of our update grounding method. And right now we've got some good opportunity to do what's called refactoring and separate this out, but we're still not going to do it just yet. We're going to add in our snow stuff, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So if our collider is hit, so if when we do our center check and we do our raycast downward, if we hit something and we get back a collider, this is going to be true. And we want to do more than just set is grounded to true. We're going to add in a brace and add a closing brace after the is grounded is true. We'll add in one more line, and we're going to add a line for on snow. So say on snow with capital O and a capital S is equal to, and here we're going to check that collider's tag and see if the collider's tag is the snow tag. So say hit.collider.compare tag, just like we did with the player. And we'll add in a parentheses and a quotation, then put the word snow. Go to the end and add a semicolon. Now I'm going to click on snow, and we're going to generate ourselves a field. I'll hit enter, and then we're going to hit F12 to go to that field, and we're going to make it public instead of private. This is so I can see it in the inspector, and that's pretty much the only reason. We might want to view this later. We might want to see it somewhere else. For now, though, we're just going to set it publicly and make it visible to us. I'm going to add in another line here in between the public parameters or the public fields and the private fields here. So we've got a little space between our on snow and animator, and then we're going to go back down into our code. So when we do our grounding check right now, we're only setting on snow when we do a hit in the center raycast, so right in the center of our body. I want to do this for any hit that we get. So I'm going to take lines 87 through 91 and copy them. 87 right here through 91, select and Control C. Then I'm going to replace my other 2 spots where I checked the collider. So lines 96 and 97, where I check if hit collider, then is grounded as true, I'll just paste. So that way I get my extra lines. Now I could have just done the extra parts here and pasted, but I took a little bit more, so we're going to go with that. Now I've got to do the same for 105 and 106 for my right side check, so I'll select these 2 lines. And again, paste. It's still on my clipboard. And the final thing I need to do is at the top, set on snow to be false. So say on snow equals false. And you know what? I kind of want to rename this. Instead of being on snow, I want to rename this to is on snow. So I'm going to hit Control RR and put in the word is. And there are a couple reasons for that. The biggest one is conventions and just cleanliness. Is grounded, is on snow. It makes more sense. Otherwise, it should be grounded and on snow. If I'm going to have is for one, I should have it for both. So now we've got our state here that'll tell us whether we're on the snow or not. Let's go try that out, and then we'll use it next. So I'm going to go into Unity. We should have our snow platform right there. And on our player, we should have an is on snow checkbox showing up right here. Once I hit play, I expect that to get set to true when I fall onto the snow, and then false as soon as I leave the snow. Maybe I get ungrounded, or I go up to another platform that's not tagged as snow yet. So let's check that out. So is on snow is true. When I jump, it's not true. And if I jump up to this other platform that's not marked as snow, it's not true as well. But if I change this platform, if I go select snow platform 4, change the tag to be snow, and then look at my character again, now I'm on snow. So it is working. It's getting that variable correctly. Now I just need to use that for our movement. So let's stop playing and make our final change. We'll go back into the player and find the update method where we're moving our player around. So right here where we set our horizontal, we use an acceleration value. And we have two accelerations now. We have a regular acceleration and a snow acceleration. So let's decide which one to use one line before and then pass that in. So on line 75, we'll add a new line here. We'll say var acceleration equals, and if we're on snow, so we'll say is on snow, and we're going to use the conditional statement, question mark, we'll use the snow acceleration. Otherwise, we'll use the default or the normal acceleration. Now we've got this new variable on line 75. We'll copy it and paste it right here onto 76, essentially getting rid of that underscore. Now I don't like that these variables are named almost the same thing. I think it's a little bit confusing. So we're going to rename acceleration to ground or normal acceleration. Let's call it ground acceleration. We'll hit Control R, add in the word ground right before, and capitalize that A. So now our acceleration will either be the snow acceleration or the ground acceleration, depending on whether or not we're on snow, and we'll use that value down here in our lerp. Let's save and watch the magic in action. So this bottom one should be slippery and the top one should not be, because I still haven't tagged it as snow yet. Let's see if that's the case. Start playing any second if I didn't hit the button twice. I do have my snow and ground acceleration values set the same on my player, so as soon as it starts playing, I'm going to need to set that snow acceleration down to 1. There we go. And then run around. It's pretty slippery, looking slippery there so far. And if I jump and I'm in the air, it's not slippery at all. And on this platform that's not marked as snow, it's not slippery at all either. Got a tiny little bit of acceleration, but not the slipperiness that I'm feeling here. And if I put this down to a 0.5, I can see it's even slipperier. And if I want to make it tighter on the ground, I can just crank this ground acceleration up to something like a 20 and then have super tight controls. Now you might be thinking, well, what about air acceleration? Definitely something we can do. Let's stop playing though and go select all of our snow platforms and mark them as snow, because we want them all to be marked right so that our character slips around on them. So we'll go find all of our prefabs, our snow platform 2 through 6, and we're going to go change the tag from untagged to snow. Now let's go open up snow platform 4. Go select the child objects here, grass right and grass left, and look at that. Those are not tagged. When we set the tag, it doesn't set all of the children. So we need to go into each of these, select both of the children, and change the tag to be snow as well. So that's snow platform 4. I'm going to open up snow platform 5 by double clicking on it and hit save to allow that to save and modify my changes. I'll go select these two, tag them as snow, and then I'll go open up snow platform 6. I'm going to do the same, go select both of these sides and tag them as snow. And we'll do the same for my snow platform 2 as well. So it's got a right and a left, and I just want to tag both of these as snow objects, or having the snow tag. We'll hit back and save. Now everything in my scene should be slippery. I can run around, slip on all of these objects, and have it work. And then if I go into level 1, it should be a nice tight feeling. First one last thing I need to do. I lied to you. We're going to go back into the code and we're going to change the default values for the player. Right now we have the 2 acceleration values and they're both, oh no, they're not both set the same. Okay, good. We've got snow acceleration at 1, ground at 10. Let's go try it out. So I run over here, slippery. Oh, no, see, this is the problem. My player version is set to not be on the default. So I'm going to stop playing, go back over here, and reset that snow acceleration back down to 1. And the reason for that is just that my default had been changed off. So it was no longer on the default. I had accidentally saved with the value of 10 in there. So let's play again. Got a snow acceleration of 1, a ground of 10. Should slip on level 2 and be able to tightly control myself on level 1. There we go. It's a little bit slippery, and I hit the flag, and we've got nice tight controls. Go back over here, and it's slippery again. All right, let's stop playing, save our scene, make sure that everything's in plastic, that we added slipperiness to ice using the snow tag, and we'll check that in.